Abusia Chairman Wontumi have been convicted by the Accra High Court and he is sentenced to 20 years imprisonment with hard labor.
20 years, no. Were you expecting this number of years?
Who would have wished the client ever 20 years?
Obetimia pushi Wontumi.
Obetimia pushi Wontumi.
Mama means slow.
Mahama, Wontumi means slow.
Ghana for Musorio.
Ghana for Musorio. Obetimia pushi Wontumi.
Yambompire in Hebrews and Farmer Chairman Wontumi.
Ela henu Yehuwa ekad. Uvika navashika, uvika miyopika. Tode yashak. Tode yashak. Tode yashak.
This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Chairman Wontumi condemned for 20 years. And it's very bad.
20 years, no. Were you expecting this number of years?
Who would have wished the client ever 20 years?
And with 120,000 Ghana cedis fine. And if he refuses or fails to pay the 120,000 fine, he is going in for another 3 years imprisonment. Abusia Ebane saying. Ebane saying ebeduru ha Chairman Wontumi eko dam for 20 years. Ebane saying ena ebeduru ha. It's serious. How did we get here? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the story. Andy Apiakubi was the one following the case for Chairman Wontumi. Abusian, they go in, out every day. They go to court, they present themselves, and then they defend the case. And getting to a point, Andy Apiakubi said, "No, I can't handle it anymore," and therefore he withdrew as counsel for Chairman Wontumi. And then Atachi came inside the case, and judgment was set. And Atachi said, "Mama, me time na me study case, no." And the court gave him some later time to study the case. And when judgment was due for a neno, Atachi say, "Watu kwany, he is out of the jurisdiction, and therefore he will come back on the 22nd of July so that they could proceed with the judgment." And also there is an injunction, say there is a motion that they want to defer the case to the Supreme Court, Abusia. But the judge who was presiding over the case and said, "Nah, we have had enough. There is so much evidence. There is no ambiguity in the case. And at this point, we can vividly, without any doubt, that the attorney generals have proven beyond reasonable doubt to the court, and therefore they can pass judgment." Ladies and gentlemen, this raises a lot of concern in the system, but right now me and you were going to enter into the case, and I'll break it down and let you know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the case. So now 6 charges were raised against Chairman Wontumi. 6 charges. Abusia, my main kind charges now they label against Chairman Wontumi, Akonta Mining and Kwame Antwi, say they have breached the law, and that is why Attorney General at the court said this is the crime that Chairman Wontumi, Akonta Mining and Kwame Antwi have committed, and therefore they have to be prosecuted. Let me read. Abusia, I'm gonna say assignment of mineral rights without ministerial approval. That's charge number 1. Charge number 2, the same thing. Assignment of mineral rights without ministerial approval, and that one goes to Kwame Antwi. That is a charge number 2. Charge number 3, charge against Akonta Mining Limited. The company itself was charged for allegedly allowing mining rights to be used contrary to Ghana's mining laws. Charge number 4, facilitating unlicensed mining, and this goes to Chairman Wontumi. Charge number 5, the same facilitating of unlicensed mining, and that one goes to Kwame Antwi. Charge number 6, corporate facilitating of illegal mining. Akonta Mining Company Limited accused of facilitating unlawful mining operations through the activities conducted on its concession. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the charges labeled against Chairman Wontumi. Chairman Wontumi himself have not engage in illegal mining. That is one thing I want you to be clear. The whole back and forth is that Chairman Wontumi Emo be kwan se ombeya adwuma wo ho. Somebody to come and mine there. But Chairman Wontumi himself have not engaged in illegal mining, and that is why we are here today. Since Chairman Wontumi have not engaged in illegal mining by himself, he should not be prosecuted. But then, asemen penipa, nipa ne pen who asem. So a lot of people that were actually, arguing, they do not understand the whole situation, they do not understand the whole case. They were thinking that Chairman Wontumi have personally engaged in illegal mining or Galamsey. No, that is not the case. Chairman Wontumi personally himself have not engaged in illegal mining or Galamsey. It is just that Chairman Wontumi permitted somebody to come and mine in the Akonta Mining concession. That is the case. Semoti the American say, as 78 years in say, Chairman Wontumi or no one can illegal mining. Chairman Wontumi or Ankoye Galamsey. The Chairman Wontumi the crime and there are charges no labeled against him. They say Chairman Wontumi Amobi Kwine, he permitted somebody, a third party, to come and mine Obimbe Yajuma ne mining concession honum. Abusia Akonta Mining honum no, somebody to come and work there. Chairman Wontumi allow somebody to come and work there, a third party to come and work there. And that is where the problem began. So those who are getting it wrong, no, it doesn't mean that Chairman Wontumi have personally engaged in Galamsey or illegal mining. No, that is a lot of perception that a lot of people are, talking out there, because you could see a lot of people showcasing videos of the Akonta mine, the Samre boy site, where how it was and how it has been damaged. And no. Listen, Chairman Wontumi have been licensed to mine. Just that Chairman Wontumi and Akonta Mining Company Limited allow somebody, a third party, to mine in that concession. That is why the case is there. Because if you look at the charges raised against Chairman Wontumi, it's clear. They do not accuse Chairman Wontumi of mining illegally personally. No. They do not accuse Chairman Wontumi of mining without license. No. And some of what they could share Chairman Wontumi as say, Chairman Wontumi have allowed somebody. That is the charge. They said assignment of mining rights without ministerial approval. Chairman Wontumi will be quite set on Juma or Akonta Mining honum without one Churankoma, the Minister for Mines, to approve before somebody can work there. And according to the laws of Ghana, the mining laws of Ghana, no, you cannot obtain licenses and license somebody to work. So that is the charge raised against Chairman Wontumi, not that Chairman Wontumi have engaged in illegal mining. That is something that you need to get clear. So that is very clear. So now Chairman Wontumi is going for 20 years imprisonment. And that is crazy. 20 years imprisonment. I know a thing. Because imagine the time that Chairman Wontumi could come out from prison, that's going to be 2049 or 2050. And that time, what do you think? Crazy, bro. Crazy. So at the point in time, we got to be real with ourselves. 20 years, I'm seeing it to be too much. It's way too much. 20 years is way too much. Even though we cannot argue with the Nanana passed judgment. The High Court have passed judgment, and it's only the Supreme Court that can do something if they appeal. And now no more go hold a conference. Say more go a conference that day. You're going to hold conference and go and talk about what the 20 years, No. It doesn't make sense to me. Say the NPP is going to hold a conference about the 20 years imprisonment for Chairman Wontumi. I said, no. We nyansa bianim in the sense, say, if you have a case, you go to the court. Into conference now, more organizing, it's not going to change anything. That is one thing. You understand? So if you have a case, go to the appeal court, go to the Supreme Court, appeal, so that they may look into the case. And if the 20 years is way too much, maybe they can do something, bring it down for Chairman, so that Chairman can go in, come out, and enjoy life more. But a conference, you are going to hold conference to look into the 20-year sentence. You are not caught. You can't change anything. It's just politics. So at the point, we need to be serious in this country. It's not everything that we need to politicize. There are better procedures there, but this one actually doesn't make sense to me because I don't think it's going to change anything. You cannot go and hold a conference and the 20 years will cut down to 10 years or 5 years. It don't work that way. It don't work. So you can do the right thing. That's what we're saying. And Andy Apiakubi, the council that reduced, Andy Apiakubi was the one following Chairman Wontumi case, and later he withdrew from the case. And then now, Andy Apiakubi have revealed that before such Chairman Wontumi air call for the judgment today, he called him, said, "Bra Penny, ye kona na numni fie. Inti de besi biano ye kono ma the judgment bana me ko dema mesere wa ko appeal mami." Chairman Wontumi told Andy Apiakubi. That is what Andy Apiakubi said. And I said, that is it. Now we don't even know whether Chairman will go back home or Chairman is going in straight, because right now Chairman cannot go back. Wakono, asa, Chairman odem. But ladies and gentlemen, look, my point of view, looking at how Chairman Wontumi have been able to cooperate, Chairman Wontumi have been able to religiously cooperate. He followed the court. He followed their orders. He followed their instructions. He followed their calls and all that up to date, ladies and gentlemen. And he's now sentenced to 20 years. I think with the level of cooperation that Chairman Wontumi have offered or rendered for justice to prevail, they should do something about his sentence. Ladies, no, they should do something about it. You see, the truth is that sometimes if people do the wrong thing, we talk. But sometimes if the punishment comes and it's way too much, you gotta feel sad for the person. And I actually feel sad for Chairman Wontumi at this stage. But how he has been able to cooperate as a gentleman, follow the court orders and all that up to today, they should do something about his sentence. If not 20 years, I know it. 20 years, I know it. 20 years, I know it. Ha, my audience.